week's video. Jenna's absent and we have Buddy filling in for her.
Hello, family, friends, people of the internet, and everybody in between. Welcome back to Gienna and Bekka. I am Gienna.
I am Bekka.
We have an extremely special guest, Taylor Sterling Celebrity.
So, for this week's video, we are talking about weird dreams that we've had.
We're probably just gonna go down the line, and one person's gonna tell a weird dream, nightmare, whatever you want to call it, and the other two are just gonna kind of sit, listen, react. Disclaimer, this right here, we got an injury a couple days ago. So
Okay, so I guess I'm going first.
Becky Dowling's gonna go first.
The dream that I'm going to tell you about is one that actually kind of scares me. It's actually kind of creepy. I've had this dream on multiple occasions, like the same exact dream, where I'll be in my room, which is the last door at the end of our hallway, and my parents' room is the one before mine. So like if you're looking out my doorway, you can see the doorway to their bedroom. So I have this reoccurring dream where I'm laying in my bed and it's the middle of the night, it's probably like 2 o'clock in the morning, and this random person dressed in black, like they look like the Grim Reaper,
I've had a dream
but
like that before.
you can't see their face, and they look at me and I can't scream or anything, and then they like go into my parents' room and like murder my mom, and then that's all that happens in the entire dream. But I've had that dream on so many occasions.
Yeah, that's very creepy.
Say like if you have a reoccurring dream, like it like means something. I'm gonna look that up right now.
While she's looking that up, she can obviously listen to me talk. I am going to tell you about my dream, which I don't think either of them actually know, which is weird because they're literally like 2 of my best friends. So it's one of the most like vivid dreams that I think I've ever had. I definitely had it when I was in elementary school. It was a dream where I got on my bus in the morning to go to school, but it was this really creepy, like fat old guy as the bus driver. Like it wasn't my bus driver in real life, and I was the only one on the bus. Now, in actuality, in the mornings when the bus would come and pick me up, there would be multiple people on the bus because I was one of the last stops, so it made no sense to me that nobody was on the bus. I asked the bus driver, and I'm like, where's all the kids or whatever, and he's like, we just have to go pick them up. And I was like, aren't you supposed to have already picked them up? He's like, no, he's like, you're the first stop. I was like, okay. So we went to all the other stops, which weren't actual stops that my bus would have made. Like these were some places that I've never seen before. And nobody was getting on the bus. So the whole ride to school was just me. So we get to school and nobody's in the school. It's literally just me and the bus driver. Like the bus driver drops me off at school and then he walks into the school with me. But there's nobody else in the school but me and the bus driver. So I'm like, okay, so I walk to my class where my normal class would be, and it's locked, and all the doors are locked, and I'm like, alright, I'm like, that's a little funky. So I go to get into my locker, and my locker won't open. So of course, who comes along? The bus driver comes along. He tries to open the locker and it's not opening, so I'm like, alright. So we end up going back into the lobby, which is like when you first walk in, there was like a little like lobby area. So we end up going and sitting in the lobby, and he's like, do you want to come back on the bus and wait for all your friends? And I'm like, I thought we already went to their stops to go pick them up. He's like, no, he's like, we still have to go and pick up your friends. So I'm like, oh, okay. So we get back on the bus. And when we get back on the bus, I sit in a seat, and next to the seat, so like the bus seats are like right here, so I'm sitting like on the outside closest to the aisle, and then on the inside, there was like this sheet thing, and it was like in the shape of like a teepee, but it had my name written on it, and then it had like a ribbon, and on the ribbon in really small handwriting it said, "Open me." So I pulled the ribbon off, and it was my dad's head. I screamed. I got up from my seat and I ran off the back of the bus, stumbled and tripped and fell, and the bus driver stops the bus. He comes out and he's like, oh my god, what happened? The head. In my dream it looks down and you see the head, and it looks back up and the bus driver's head is my dad's head and I'm now holding the bus driver's head. And I'm like, okay. And so I was like, wow, this is a little funky. So then I somehow magically am back at my house, and I walk into my house and everybody in my family's murdered. That was my dream. It was a reoccurring fear of mine. It still is, that I'm gonna be out somewhere one day and I'm gonna walk into my house and everybody in my family's gonna be murdered, and that's what started it.
So I found the information on the reoccurring dream. It's a little long, but I have to read it all for it to make sense. Most dreams contain messages that serve to teach you something about yourself. However, soon after you wake up to go about your daily routine, you tend to quickly forget what you dreamed about. The message in recurring dreams may be so important and or powerful that it refuses to go away. The frequent repetition of such dreams forces you to pay attention and confront the dream. It is desperately trying to tell you something. Such dreams are often nightmarish or frightening in their content, which also helps you to take notice and pay attention to them. Recurring dreams are quite common and are often triggered by a certain life situation, transitional phase in life, or a problem that keeps coming back again and again. These dreams may recur daily, once a week, or once a month. Whatever the frequency, there is real variation in dream content itself. Such dreams may be highlighting a personal weakness, fear, or your inability to cope with something in your life, past or present.
Get away, celebrity!
Taylor Sterling
celebrity!
One dream I had is when I was in I was just telling you this before, but I'm still gonna say it. When I was probably 5 and I was living in an apartment, so it was kind of scary, and I always had nightmares, but this one always stuck out to me the most. I was in my little elementary school and it didn't have a gym, but it really does. And we went to this other elementary school, maybe 10 minutes away, and to use their gym for a gym, and apparently every single day we would travel to that school just to use a gym. But this time when we went, there was skeletons playing dodgeball. When we got there, it was skeletons versus the actual people. And obviously when you're little and you see a skeleton, that freaks you out, and that's why I always remember it. And so I ran into my mom's room and I was like, Mom, there's skeletons trying to kill me with dodgeballs. Mom, help me. He was like, Taylor, what are you talking about? And I was like, the skeletons are trying to get me. And she was like, dude, you need to go back to bed. And I was like, I don't want to go back to bed. I don't want to go to school ever again. And I actually didn't end up going to school for 2 days. I was too scared. I wouldn't leave my room. And yeah, so it's kind of a funny, weird dream, I guess.
That's nice.
Interesting.
Thank you for watching our video. Hopefully you found some enjoyment or a good laugh out of some of these dreams that we talked about, because although that they're terrible at the time, when you retell them, they're usually pretty funny. Yep. Make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below of your worst dream or one of your most memorable dreams that you have, or Bekka, a dream that just reoccurs over and over again, because we'd love to read about it.
All of our social media links and the links to our main channels will be in the description box below. And what is the fact for this video?
The random fact of the week, brought to you by lifehack.org, is you can't read while dreaming or tell the time. If you are unsure whether you are dreaming or not, try reading something. The vast majority of people are incapable of reading in their dreams. The same goes for clocks. Each time you look at a clock, it will tell a different time, and the hands appear on the clock won't appear to be moving, as reported by lucid dreamers.
So there you go.
Very interesting. So
shout out to Taylor for being in our video this week.
shout out to Taylor Sterling Celebrity. Her links will be in the description box below.
I don't have a YouTube, so no YouTube.
Well, you do have a YouTube.
I do, but I don't post videos.
Her social media links will be in the description box below. And with all of that being said, we will see you guys next Wednesday. Bye!
Okay guys, so hello family, friends, and people of the internet, and everybody in between.
Look at my eyebrows!
forever.
That was a good one, Mo.